Hi, hello, it's Marlene from Art by Marlene. Welcome. There we are, I think. You can see it, everything. I'm going to look for myself on my iPad. So I'm live in the Art by Marlene Creators Group on Facebook. And I am reposting this onto YouTube. So for those of you that want to watch it later on and can't be here today, you can do that without a problem. So welcome. Today is day 15 of the Art by Marlene Craft Advent Calendar. If you don't have yours yet, it's still available for sale. There's a year-long challenge with the Art by Marlene Advent Calendar. There's all limited edition designs on the inside. It means you can't buy them individually. And then you can see there's the year-long challenge in the group, the Art by Marlene Creatives group on Facebook. So join us there and be with us and just create with us together. So the first thing that we're going to start with is opening our day 15 envelope that I've taken out of our little tin. And this is the day 15. And day 15, I have to say, is one of my favorite stencils. It's a very abstract stencil that you can play with. It's got lots of different lines, and it's just an interesting stencil to work with in total. So very happy with that one today. When I designed it, I'm just going to do a quick flip through like always through my little journal. So we start off day 1, day 2, day 3, 4, day 5, I've got day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and today is day 15 already. Unbelievable how time flies. It is just amazing. So I just need a bit of height on the other side of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab one of my inks maybe. I just don't know, that's too high. So let's see, what can we put under there? This is going to be too high as well. Let's grab the little sticker book. It'll just help it to get a bit of backing there, because my book is so full on the one side already. Okay, what I'm going to start with is gesso. For the technique I'm going to use today, I will need to gesso my pages. I'm going to use the Art by Marlene White gesso for this. And I'm just going to grab a number 20 flat brush. Make sure I have insert on this side, just to make sure I don't get the paint on all my other pages. And this one there, that'll just help. And so I've got on the one side, I always have the design paper, which is in this case a gradient in blues. And I'm not going to totally cover it up. But I am certainly going to cover a part of it up. Otherwise, I can never get a nice transition between the pages. So there we are. We've got that on. And we are ready to go. So we don't have a lot of live watches at the moment, so if possible you can share the live, I believe. But I just didn't know what time I would be live. There's lots of Christmas markets today, and there was lots of things that we had in the planning, so I just didn't know what time I would be able to go live today. And because I'm going live today, I just sometimes want to take into consideration that I do have a family and they do want to sometimes still do nice things with me. So we went out on a little Christmas market tour, and it was just a fun day with me and my husband. So let's just give this a dry. Okay, almost finished. As soon as your cardstock of your tag actually flatten out again, you know that the moisture, most moisture is out of it. There we are. I think that is okay. That is dry to the touch. And now we're going to go in with our stencil. So today the technique that we're going to use is actually just finger painting and getting your hands really dirty. Some days are just for fun, and other days we just don't know what we're doing. Let's do a bit of pink. And with the pink, I'm going to add fuchsia in there. Hey, Yolene, glad you could catch me. Yes. I'm going to mix my hot pink with kissy. Then I'm going to go in with my ballet. Maria, hello there. And I'm going to mix that with my funky, which is my neon. And then instead of using my normal yellow, which is my happy, I'm going to choose cheesy, which is a bit warmer. I'm going to go for Smurf. I'm going to go in with Mermaid, and I'm going to go in with Mermaid, and I'm going to mix Mermaid with Glow and a teensy bit of Heaven. Hey Marit. So let's just quickly clean my paintbrush. So I'm just going to pre-mix the colors. So just get those in. So I get a nice and fresh, like a pastel neon green. Then I'm going in with my funky and ballet, just to make sure those are mixed. Just cleaning my brush in between. And what does that neon in your color do? It just makes the color pop. And you won't see it on camera as much because I always see it during the lives. It looks like the colors are much more muted than they actually are. I don't know why it is. So let's do the first part. So I'm going to start with that kissy, and that part, and I'm going to take my and remove that. Then I'm going to go in with the next one, which is my yellow. I'm going to do a small little bit, pull it into that part, and let's remove the paint through my stencil and just leave that. I'm just going to put this little pad down there just to make sure I put all the excess paint goes onto that paper then. Then I'm going to go over and I'm going to add a different, not just all squares, but just a different way of putting the paint on. I'm going to turn the stencil to the side. And then put that one on. So you can see it really gives you a nice, just the colors flowing into one another. Now let's go and we go in with our pink over here. And I'm trying to just pull the pink over towards the other page. I'm glad that you're loving the Advent Patty. Good evening, Ingrid. Glad you could join us. So this is when it gets a bit dirty, so then I just grab another baby wipe. And these wipes are quite wet, so I actually just try and press out all the extra moisture from them because I don't want it to bleed through too much. Then let's go in and let's see if we can do that green at the top part. Maybe take it a bit over to the side. See, I remove the paint from the stencil so I don't let everything just smudge over into one another. That's not a good look. And also trying to just go into that crease so that you also have some of the stenciling done there. This didn't really work out that well. I'm going to try and see if I can still remove some paint there in that crease. Yes, that's better, because otherwise it's just not going to be nice. Let's see, oops, let's see which color will I do next. Let's go in with the blue, just putting it to the side because I'm going to rub the ribbon in there. So let's go in with that blue over here. And you can see as I go over to the part where there's no gesso, you will see the purple through. Can you see that? So it'll just have a natural transition over to the side you're stenciling. so don't worry about that. Clean your stencil off in between, or I like to clean my stencil. I know that a lot of people don't do it, but I do like to know what I'm doing and where I'm doing it. So let's put that purple. It's going to be going off the page. This side maybe a small amount towards here. There we are. Just a little piece there. So that just gives it a nice look. So nice transition. But important when you do this is really to use your gesso, just to make sure you're not going to tear your paper rubbing in layers from one another. So let's see, we still want a bit of yellow. Add a bit of yellow there, and the yellow is really going to pop over here against the purple. There we are. Yeah, the transitioning is really nice. Towards the end here, I want to add some lace, which is your white. Hey Dana. All that I did so far is I of course I had the one page which was like a purple gradient on the one side and the white page on the other side. I gessoed somewhat over this page into this page, and now I'm starting doing that negative stenciling technique, which is where I'm just gonna grab baby wipe and then getting that white on the edge there. So I'm going to get the white back into these pages by adding white instead of letting the white shine through to the side. So having a bit of that white. At the top there. So we have that on the side. Now I want to have a look at which colors we want to add. So I kind of want to add that pink to the top of my page, having it transitioning a bit into the rest. Try to clean your finger so you don't get all the other colors through on your little baby wipe. Clean your stencil off to the side. So that is the way it looks so far, which is, I think, quite interesting already. This part needs doing still. So let's grab the white. we are. It looks okay. So I might want to add a bit more of that turquoise in this area. Let's just make sure my stencil is clean. So wipe down your stencil when you think it's necessary. I like just that small repeat of the turquoise that comes from here. I like just a repeat of color somewhere. So the green, add the green just over here. So we've got that in there. Then that red. Now I have to dry this because otherwise I'm going to smudge that. I don't want to smudge all of that into one another. And I think this stencil is one of the best stencils to use for this technique because it's got a all over pattern that you can repeat in multiple directions. So I'm going to just throw away, or not throw away, I'm going to actually keep them because I kind of like the colors on the baby wipes when I'm finished with them with this technique. So I sometimes just keep them to use them, and I just cut them in and I use them as a type of a ribbon, or I just paste them behind other things. It's just a nice way to use them. Let's see, which other one do I need? I think we just want to grab some more baby wipes. Another 2. I think I will need, cleaning my stencil to the side. And then that blue, of course, will need some repeating somewhere. And I think the best way to do it will be just going in softly with a small tiny bit of stenciling of blue there. That just gives you that repeat of the color. You've got your yellow, you've got your greens, your reds, your pinks are repeated. I kind of feel that my yellow needs a bit of a repeat over here. Just that yellow. I need just that pop of yellow, just the 3 places coming back. And the green maybe slightly moving through over here. There we are. And I think that's it. I don't want to cover everything with color. I want to leave a bit of that white in there. There we are. Just try and clean my fingers a teeny weeny bit so I don't look like I'm going to war. I'll put my paint to the side while I'm going further with my page. So I've got my, can you see my pink sweater, Christmas sweater on today. Okay, so this is how far we have gone, and let's give it a quick dry. There we are. So what I'm going to grab now is just a white pencil, and I just actually want to fill in the negative space of the stencil, and it doesn't have to be exactly the way that the stenciling is done. You can shape a new pattern in there if you want to. So just get in a bit of that white as a repeat for the other side. Can you see that? That's just the way that we want to try and do that repeat. And it doesn't have to be exactly the way that the repeat should be done or whatever. You just want that white to come back in. That is the mission that we have for this part. You can see I'm just going in here. Adding a bit of that. And that already makes it just bounce off the two pages from one another. Can you see that? At the top part here, this is quite dull, and to make that pop out too, I'm adding once again the white, and I'm just using a white pencil. You can use a white marker if you want to. But that is what I have for this, and I think that is just good and that works well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab the other color pencils, and I'm going to put pops of color into my background. So I'm going to add a bit of that orangey red here. I'm going to add a bit of that in there. I will go in and I will make sure that I have it somewhere else. The pencil that I'm using now is a Posca pencil. So just add a few places where we have a few pops of color in your page. What is the pencil that I use? This one is a Holbein and it's called Soft White. OP501. So let's just add a few pops of purple in there. And you can see that I choose about 3 or 4 places where I try and repeat the pops of color. and that way it's just it stays a bit consistent, your pages. Now I'm just going to go in with this one, which is my yellow, and just cover my stenciling work to make sure that it is really bright and yellowish, to make sure that that pops. And then I can go in and maybe to the side here, add a bit of that yellow, and also to the white add a bit of yellow over there so it transitions naturally. Having that come together. Turn my page around, make sure that we add those colors together. And now let's grab my small pink pencil. Just add a bit to that purple part. I'm just adding a bit of that pink to the middle parts, to the bottom part here. Just adding a bit of color pops, I call them, and that's just to, so it doesn't become a stale page. I call it, like you have stale bread, you don't want stale pages. Bold red. So I'm going to add a bit of a heart. You know that red hearts are my logo, so in many of my people and animals that I draw, I always put a little red heart somewhere. It is just because it's part of my logo, and it's been part of the imagery that I've been drawing for many years. And I like to keep that as a part of something that people recognize as of my work. It's just a simple red heart. Okie dokie, so there we go. I think you need it. This is all actually my short pencils in this short little thingy. And then the pencils that I really use a lot, I have all in one of these. And this is just, this is cardboard. It's like a coffee can that I used. And then I also have loads of pencils, all the rest of the pencils, the whole ranges together, and I use them separately. Okay, now we have to put our day on. That we're going to use, and then I wanted to use for today, oh, where are they? My washi stickers. I wanted to use some of them for today. Well, mine is almost finished because I use them quite a lot, I have to say. So what I'm going to do first is just first grab this one. And I want to add a washi sticker to get them tangled up. Just to make sure. There we are. But I like the way that that washi sticker just adds to that page there. And then let's see, we'll come in and do another one. Just be really careful when taking these off. I have no nails. So let's do that border over there. Then let's see. I'm going to go with a big red heart. Let's see. You've got 2 of those, but I don't want exactly this, or 3 of 4. This is 4 of each, I believe. You get 4 sheets. There's 5 different design sheets in. You get 4 of each. And then this one's I'm not going to use the heart, I think. Removing the heart, going into a different direction. Wait for it. I can change my mind. Or that's the thing, you can always just audition everything and then go into a different direction altogether. Thanks, Carol. Yes, the contrast is nice in this, I think so, but let's see. I'm going to go in with that there. I'm going to go in with a red one over there. Have to cut this part off at the top there. And then let's see, what else do we have in here? Let's see. I have another one in here, and I might want to actually want something over here, a smaller one, but I don't know which one. What do you think, guys? Oh no, that's not a problem, okay. Of course I'm coming on the Sunday. Let's see, I need something here, or I want something to go out there. So this part, I think I'm gonna have that one going. I'm going to cut this one because I don't want a large one there. It's just difficult for me to stick it down there. Can you see my page is letting loose? So I have to stick this one down with a new glue. But I first have to remove my backing paper. First have to remove this. And I'll have to re-stick that later on. I'll show you on camera how I'm going to do that, because that's a very important part. because if I just need to stick those to one another. They need to be together, and then at the end I need to just get this extra lengthy one, so that'll just cover this one up. Can you see that? Because this one has become too short now. That's why I said to you guys, I did already do mine, but I told you guys do that at the very end, because this will become too long. So what I'll do is I'll remove mine, and I'll just stick another one on later on. So I'll leave the front cover, and then I'll just make sure that I add my book. So get the glue in there. It's always great to see these things on camera, because if it happens off camera, everyone gets stressed out and they don't know what to do. And this way, you all know exactly what to do. If this happens to happen to you at home. Oops. Stick that too. I just need a little book actually under there in the right thickness. This might just do the trick. There we are. That works. Great. Wonderful. Problem solved. Now we're going to finish this page. I don't have anything there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my quote there, so then I won't need that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a smaller brush, and I'm going to just add some shading, and I'm going to use the purple and the blue together just to create a little shading tone for me. Hi, Christelle. So let's just grab a bit of that first. You can see I just put my purple on. I take the excess paint off my paintbrush, I smooth it over, and I just blend it a bit. So you end up with a bit of shading without you seeing that it's been shaded under all your different elements. Can you see that? Gives you kind of a natural shading. The stencil pattern, yeah, of course, that's my African roots. That's why it's reminding you of Africa. I told my husband that after I went to South Africa now, please, when I go again, don't let me take any money on my bank account with me or anything. And don't let me stay too long, because I might just not return. It is somehow your birth country is just so much in your soul that when you return, I don't go home very often, or go, it's not my home anymore, because this is my home, the Netherlands. And my family lives in Australia, so that's not my home anymore, but it is my, definitely still very much in my blood. So I'm going to take a bit of white paint, and I'm just going to there's still a few areas here, everywhere, that I still think is a bit too bright, or too not bright enough. And I do want to brighten that up. So I'm just adding the whites in there with my hands. Hi Heidi, don't worry about being late. You're never too late, because there wasn't a time today. I just kind of decided I'm just going to come on when I can come on today. And of course you can use your white marker. You see why I don't immediately go in with my white marker why I first go in with the pencil and the paint and everything, because when you go in with your white marker, it's very much your last phase that you're going in with. You don't want to brighten everything up, so you need to choose when you're going to use your markers, when you're going to use your pencils, because for every single stage there is something to use. And just grab a bit of just add that contrast where you think your page still needs it. And what works even better when you go through and you look through your camera, you can even better see where you should add something or when you should not add something. I just like the way that that makes that part pop. There we have that. And now get some of that real white up at the top. And to the side. Just make sure that you have that real contrast that you're looking for. Sometimes I'm scared that this is too harsh, the marker, because it's really bright white. So that is almost what we have in there for now. Now I like to just put a highlight to the side of these, just to make it look like that they're all a bit the same and the same page. And I'm going to add white dots to the side here. I'm going to add white dots over there. Okay, now we're going to go in for adding our day. So let's go in. Day 15 we are at. Can you believe it? Day 15 already. Another 10 days left. You spent your whole day catching up. Oh, don't worry about it, Louise. We are not running away. As long as you've got your envelope 2 and 3 done, and your work that you want to enroll for the competition with envelope 2 and 3, you can add to the December calendar and the Art by Marlene Creatives group. And then we are going to do some challenges this year as extra challenges. I'm getting some fun products in my January collection. So I have 4 releases per year. And part of my January collection, I'm just cutting this, sorry. Just getting that to the side and maybe just getting that corner off there. There we are. So it's day 15. So maybe over here or over there. I think to this side works better. And we need a little quote there. And I'm not going to use a quote from my sticky quotes books from the album. I'm actually going to go into my large. So I've got all the different sizes ones. I still have these ones, which has got a little quote in them. Kind of like to use them as well. With the pink. Works really well. But with this one, you have the black quotes, the white quotes, the turquoise quotes. You've got yellow ones in there. And then let's go for this quote. Do the uninspected. Because that is what this page was all about. It's just do the unexpected. Do whatever what you think you should do. Not what anyone else thinks you should do. That's almost always what I do. Is just do whatever I want to do. And that is always quite unexpected because I don't have the feeling that I need to conform to any way of doing things. I just like the way that I do things. And I hope that people like it too. And if they don't, I can't really do that much about it. So let's just stick this washi tape down because that is letting loose. You can see that is definitely that way I can press it down. There we are. So that is my pages for this time. And I will do a bit of a darkness under there too, because otherwise it just doesn't look the part. We might even do it around the 15. Oops. There we are. So that way we just have the day 15. And that is our page for today. So nothing much, nothing really unexpected, I think, in there. You might want to go in and just do a bit of a squiggle lines. Just to make sure that that's all in there, but that's it. Nothing more, nothing less, and maybe go in and do little circles around your circles, and that's it for me. So I hope you like the pages. It's not a very difficult page to create. It's just a lot of different steps you have to take rather than being difficult. And I hope that you like working in this way and seeing how to use the washi tape stickers. I mean, this is the designs that's in there, so you get 4 sheets of every single design in there. So that's it. Enjoy. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.